Good morning, Michael Walsh and Roger Norgel here from Norwal Farm. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We're at 942 subscribers, thereabouts. So a real milestone would be 1,000. So if you would, please hit the like button and share this video with a friend and leave us a comment. Today's video is going to be, the old saying, take 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. The past week or so, we've taken a step backwards. This ewe here lambed early, a week early. One lamb was stillborn and one died shortly after birth. But anyway, she's coming along fine, and we'll put her out with the doelings and the other ewe lambs that aren't pregnant, and then we'll just breed her this fall for January lambs. She should be all right next time. The rest of these ewes, there's 1 or 2 that are due in like 3 or 4 days, and then the balance of them are due in about a week to 10 days. And I think there's 1 or 2 out there that didn't get bred, so we'll probably end up with around 10 ewes or so, 10 or 11 with lambs. And then we've had an issue with Garrett and Champagne not eating out of the dog station. They were basically eating enough to survive, and we're not sure why, but anyway, we've taken some steps on that and trying to get them back to where they should be. So thanks again for joining us. The very first day, I've got them in this pen where the ewe lambs were, and Garrett is resource guarding. But I'm here with Champagne, and she's eating a little bit. They are deathly afraid of this feeder for some reason. So this is day 1 of the retraining. I'm hoping she'll figure it out. She'll eat this on the ground first. But it's a start. Garrett? Yeah, that was resource guarding there. I'm going to have to get another feeder so he can't guard both of them. That's what we're going to have to do. She was low dog on the totem pole. So Charm was number 1, then Garrett, then Champagne. So we'll have to get a second feeder, which we've got one, and I'll put it out here. She's going right up to the feeder, but she hasn't eaten out of the feeder, so very fearful. Good girl. I'm just going to lift your nose about 4 inches, and there's a whole bunch of it right there for you. Good girl. So close. I don't know the reason she won't eat out of that, but she'll clean up every crumb on the ground before she even considers the feeder. She's had some sort of a bad experience of some sort. And it's strange because as a puppy she learned on this, so I don't know what happened. She'll reach under the feeder, but she won't reach into it. Come on, here. Come here. Good girl. Mm-hmm. Here, right here. Up here. Champagne. Come here. Retracing the old steps where it was before. That's the way dogs learn. They always go back to the behavior that was successful before, so before they learn a new one. Checking out all the old places. you go. Good girl. This is probably the most food in one sitting that she's had in a long time, unfortunately. I know the dogs were probably beating up on her, maybe the goats and sheep, I don't know. Because she just, this little thing moves, she jumps. And that's the way her mom was. Her mom was very timid. So that's one thing we don't like about Champagne. She's a lot like her mom. She's cleaned about everyone from that. I'm hoping she'll just keep working closer and reach up and get some food. Come back to where it was before. Good girl. There's some up there. Huh? Right? There's some up there. You want to get some? Huh? Good girl. Are you all done? Huh? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. I'm going to have to devise a way for the food to come out further on that feeder, I think. I don't know. Let's see. We've been at this about a half an hour now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's the first she's taken from it since I don't know when. That's encouraging. Going back to baby steps. She's not as fearful. She's standing more upright. Before she was leaning backwards in a retreat stance, so she's getting a little more confident. Good girl. There's some more up there. Yeah. Take some more out of the feeder. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. Get some more? Uh-huh. Good girl. Good girl. Well, I think we're going to go get the other feeder and put it around the corner. Right around the corner there. That way he can't guard both of them. Got the second feeder in. It's down there where Champagne is. And when Garrett went up there, he's also afraid of the sheep. So in addition to Charm working on him, I'm thinking the goats and maybe the sheep out there butted them, and they're afraid of the livestock and they're associating that with the food. So I put a big pile out in front of each feeder, and that way each dog can eat its fill. And we'll do this for a while and then see if they will overcome their fear of the feeder. But unfortunately, I think it's going to take a while to overcome this if we can. We'll see. This is day one. Well, it's the next morning after we put the feeders up, and there's evidence that they've eaten out of both feeders. This was rounded up before, and you can see where it's kind of depressed right there. And she's acting much happier today. Same thing here. This was pretty well rounded up when there's a little divot in the center. So I'm encouraged that they're eating out of the feeders. And we'll just take it one day at a time, but she's much happier today. Yeah, she's much happier. We put some chicken skin and broth and everything in the feeder, and they were both afraid to go up there. Now Garrett's actually eating kibble now, so for some reason they are frightened of those feeders. Champagne ate just a little bit out of it, but not much. So we're gonna start feeding them canned food in the feeders. This is about the, I don't know, 4th day since they've been in here. They're acting a lot better socially. They're playful coming up to us, but still having issues with the dog feeder. So hopefully we can get that overcome. I think we've got a ewe lamb starting labor. Her due date that I had down is a week from today, but they can vary, and that's figuring 147 days. But it's this Suffolk right here. She just got a stream of mucus hanging out of her, and she's been up and down in this corner. So it's Sunday about noon. So we'll just keep an eye on her, but I think she's getting ready to go in. She's making good progress. It's been about 45 minutes, and she's got the water bag open, and her water bag out. And I would think she'd be having the lamb within the next half hour. All these are first timers, so sometimes it takes a little longer. She's been making good progress, so we'll just let her do it on her own. There you can see the water bag hanging there. She's getting down to some serious labor now. I zoomed in with my photo lens on my phone. This is all I saw the feet, and possibly who knows. She's been pushing pretty hard here, so I think we're about ready to deliver our lamb. Yeah, there's a head coming out. You can see the head right there. Yeah, she's gonna stand up and show us. Yep, there's the head. There she goes. You can see it moving. There it is. There it is. It's alive. Yeah, it looks like it might be a little bit premature. The wool's not real long, but I'm just going to stand back and let her do her thing. Looks like it's early. I had her down for a week from today, so hopefully it survives. I don't know. I'm starting to talk to her, and she's starting to talk to it, so. Yeah, she just had a second one. It's stillborn, little ewe lamb. definitely premature. So it's going to be touch and go. I don't know if that one's going to survive or not. But alright, this is not looking promising. We got the colostrum down on it, but it's definitely premature. So I really have my doubts. We're going to work with it as best we can. We got a lamp up for supplemental heat. She was licking it a little bit, but really surprised she had twins. Of course, she's nervous. She's wanting out, but she was licking it, so we'll see how it goes. But I think it's just too premature. We're not going to get heroic here. We've tubed it. We'll keep it warm. See how she does. Not sure why they were premature. She did have a bit of a infection right after she was bred. So she might have had a little bit of placentitis or something. But yeah, I think this lamb's in the process of dying. So we'll just leave her with it and see how it does. If it responds, that's fine, but if not, we're not going to, like I said, we're not going to get heroic on this. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. I'm going to get her some. Yeah, the first lamb, he died, probably about 15 minutes after birth. So just too premature. Don't know what caused that. Those things happen sometimes. I'm not going to get too concerned right now. If we have more of that, then I would be concerned that there might be something going on within the flock. But that's just part of it, and we show you the bad along with the good. It is disappointing, but it is what it is. And we're going to leave the ewe in here a day or so, make sure she cleans, or until she cleans. And then I'm going to put her out with the ewe lambs and the doelings, because she doesn't need grain anymore, and we'll just let her dry up, and then she'll be bred for winter lambs next year. An unfortunate part of livestock raising is you do have dead stock occasionally. So part of what we have to do is dispose of them. So these are the twins that were born dead or died shortly after birth. So we have a compost pile here, wood chips, and acceptable way of disposing. Just cover them with wood chips, and so far it's worked well. We used it a couple of times, and the animals don't seem to bother it. So thank you for joining us again at Norwal Farm, and we'll see you next time.